welcome once again into today's latest 820 episode. I thank you again. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your schedule to consider this message and what I consider as my purpose and passion on the subject called resilience. When you have a chance, please check out the website www.820podcast.com. There you can learn more about the background on the essence of this podcast, the book itself, and even you can review earlier episodes in the 820 Enterprise. But without further ado, today's topic is called All Structures Are Unstable. I may have mentioned it before in a previous podcast, but I want to take some time today to maybe elaborate a bit, discuss a little more about why I would say all structures are unstable. I'm talking about the ones you build organically and from your confirmed essence. Those tend to last longer than ones you acquire or inherit or just adopt. The ones you build organically, to me, are more sustainable. Now, of course, even the ones you build or the ones you just happen to bump into or fall into, nothing lasts forever. And I mean that in both ways. I'll come back to that later. But definitely, the external imposed structures never last very long. Only as long as you put up with their nonsense and maybe nonsensical, closed, circular, emotional arguments to exist as external structures. But as soon as you say no to that external imposed structure, their perceived input and impact to you fades away quickly. But you have to learn to say no to that. So even though my subject is always about resilience, it's not just about structure as far as resilience. Really, it's more about infrastructure. That is a subject defined that you can count on, but of course, it requires you to define it for yourself. Something you can depend on, something you can count on, something that you can deliver from, and that you can produce from, not just as a flippant phrase for a professional development mandatory class. No, something that helps you to self-discover what you desire to express, your drive for clarity and truth, for positivity and love. That statement for this episode comes from Mr. Eckhart Tolle's book called A New Earth. That topic about all structures are unstable was a salient Gnostic inscription that he noted on a path he was actually walking on. And to him, in his book, that is critical to that term and that condition called presence. So no matter how well you build your fortress around your stuff, no matter how solid and deep they have planted in the ground, all structures are unstable and they will ultimately collapse. Yes, even the ones you construct from within, that personal infrastructure, from the knowledge and understanding that you apply as wisdom in your journey, those too will pass and deconstruct over time. So you must continue to build your infrastructure, to grow, to learn, to fall, and wait for it, to die. Any external structure you build at best is temporary to house your things, like your carry-on bags on your trip. I'm asking you to minimize those carry-on bags. Or as Liberty Mutual in their ads would say, only pay for what you need. I think that's funny. Their ads and their jocular approach to insurance, only pay for what you need, makes some sense. But what do you need in terms of structure or even infrastructure? I'm suggesting more pointer words for you to consider. For structure, you need love, harmony, health, success, listening, leading, observing, and communicating. That's the resilience I will continue to express to you as a starting point for your infrastructure. It does require some maintenance and diligence, some measure of those two things, maintenance and diligence. But if that's your entry fee, how you ante up to this endeavor called resilience, that price sounds reasonable to me. But what do you say? Again, I cannot prescribe for you. I can only describe what may help you to define, refine, edit, and simplify your approach to maintaining your own resilience. Again, I don't take the liberty of saying, see, my examples are the best ones you can ever reference. But the intention of me writing the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, and starting this podcast to introduce the concepts, the context, and the content of that book to you in hopefully digestible pieces or aspects that you can consider within a very short period of time, if it makes sense to you, if it's relevant to you, if it helps you. If it doesn't help, certainly feel free to discard what I'm sharing with you. But hopefully, one small portion of your daily journey, my intention is to assist, not to distract, and not to confuse. But seriously, if you can, one ask I have of you is feedback that can guide me to making the messages and even my purpose clearer and relevant to just one of you out there. That way I can make sure that what I'm delivering is helping at least one body out there and connecting our souls, our hearts together. Thank you once again. Until next time, stay present, stay current. It's always 820.